riveting, compassionate, compelling. This is urban journalism at its best. With your host and commentator, the Black Rooster. All facts, and you make your own conclusion. Sit back, relax, get your drinks, get your blunts. We're gonna talk about it. This is urban journalism at its best. All facts, you make your own conclusion. Remember, this is not the news.
Greetings, my friends. Welcome to This Is Not the News. I am the host, the Black Rooster, and let's jump right into it. Palm Beach, Florida. A man claims memory loss after pounding on a resident's door at 1 a.m. in the morning. They did not release his name, but they said an unwelcome visitor went to the 300 block of Pinewood Street, and then they also admitted that strange things are common in Palm Beach, Florida. I don't know if it's the alcohol or the party mood, but strange things seem to always occur in Palm Beach County. Well, this particular night, this man knocked on the door, and he was persistently banging on the door of the 300 block of Pinewood Street and demanding that they let him in. Let me in now, let me in. Police was called, and when they arrived, the man admitted to taking multiple drugs. So he even took some prescription drugs as well as some street drugs. And during interrogation, the man claimed that he had a complete loss of memory. He didn't remember anything. He didn't remember his name. He didn't remember what he was doing at that 300 block of Pinehurst Street. Pinewood Street. He didn't remember anything. He just had a complete memory loss. He didn't remember his name, and he didn't remember anything. He don't remember how he got there. His memory just left, like total amnesia. That was a good try, though. It didn't work. They took him to jail. He was later jailed for public intoxication and public nuisance. But that was a good try, man. Man, I don't remember nothing. What I'm doing? Police? Who is police? What's that? How I get here? I don't know. Man, what's a man? That's almost like that Fred Sanford thing. Blues man. Fred Sanford. Somebody said Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford said, "How would I be sure of this love beyond compare? Would all this be true if I didn't care for you?" In Sturgis, Michigan, Pastor Amanda Etcher found, and her husband Luke found intruder into their church, but it wasn't the normal intruder. They heard noises when they arrived to their church. They saw a broken window. They heard noises coming from inside of the church. Miss Amanda, Pastor Amanda, shouted out to her husband Luke, "They're still inside." So Luke ran in and he had his phone or whatever, only to find that a deer had broken into the church. He said that the deer came inside of the window, and as he recorded the deer, once he went inside, Luke went inside, he recorded the deer, he posted it to the Facebook page of the church. They found a deer jumping a wall and climbing the stairs trying to find an escape. The deer was just basically, just ran in out of the wild, and then when he realized that he was contained, he became really irate and started running around and jumping around trying to find his way out of there. They said that the deer went back out of the same window that he entered, and minimal damage was done to the church. Well, maybe the deer was just trying to find the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the deer had did some sinning out in the wild, and he needed some saving. Blues man. The deer was misbehaving. Figured that he needed some saving. Oh, the deer was misbehaving. got saved and walked out of the door. The deal was misbehaving, finding out he needed saving. The deal was misbehaving, finding that he needed saving. He walked in the front door and ran right out of the window. Lima, Peru, the family dog Run Run turns out to be a fox. Ooh. The Saletto family purchased a puppy from a small shop in Lima, Peru, and the animal played with other pets and dogs and grew up in the neighborhood as a neighborhood puppy. But signs emerged when he started growing up that something wasn't quite right because he started killing chickens and ducks. Oh man, the neighborhood was hugely pissed. They went off because this dog was killing all of the chickens and killing all of the ducks and just causing havoc around the neighborhood. Well, it later turned out that Run Run, the family dog, was an Andean fox. Wow, man. He's an Andean fox, and the store sold him as a puppy because that's how he came into them, as a puppy. But they are investigating. They believing that the store that sold him to them may be involved with some of the trafficking that's going on with animals, illegal trafficking with animals. So later on that, maybe they'll give an update on this story. We'll see what happened. But the Andean fox that was once in the home as a puppy, as a dog, as a family pet, he ran away from home and is currently being searched for by the ecological police so that they can take him and contain him and put him in the zoo where he belongs. So people, when you're buying a puppy, make sure it's not a fox. Blues man. Take your license off the wall. You sold a fox for a dog. Yeah, take the license off the wall. You sold a fox for a dog. You don't need credentials at all. You sold a fox for a dog. This episode of Unsung Blues Heroes is dedicated to Mr. Albert Collins. Albert Collins was born October 1st, 1932, and he passed away November 24th, 1993. He was one of the hottest and yet the coolest guitarists to emerge out of Houston, Texas. He was born in Leona, Texas, and he grew up in Houston's Third Ward, which at the time was home for people like Lightning Hopkins, Johnny Copeland, and Johnny Guitar Watson. That's where he grew up in the Third Ward. He began touring and recording with the Icebreakers, which was like Icebreakers was something more like an all-star band, and they toured together. I think Debbie Davies and Coco Matoya saw the Icebreakers as well. So it was a huge band, y'all. His specialty was strolling through the audience with a 150-foot guitar cable. So he was the one who started the wireless thing. You know what I'm saying? Where you walk through the crowd and the audience and all of that. That was done originally, probably one of the first to ever do it was Albert Collins with a 150-foot guitar cable. Albert Collins was a tremendous guitarist. He was a great performer. I had a chance to not see him live, but a lot of recordings I saw. I just love Albert Collins. So some of his songs was Frosty was a huge song. Trouble with Money was a huge song, and he was just a phenomenal guitar player. He had this tone that is just hard to simulate and it can't be duplicated. He was one original. Awesome guitar player, awesome performer, awesome musician, and everybody that I heard talk about him talk about how much of a gentleman he was and how well spoken and how easygoing he was. He was just a cool guy to hang around. Today we salute Mr. Albert Collins, an unsung blues hero, and even though he was probably one of the most successful blues men within the blues market, he didn't really have the crossover success outside of the blues world as a B.B. King or Albert Collins, you know what I'm saying, Kid Moe, or somebody like that, Robert Cray. But he was in his own right one of the most dangerous blues icons that ever walked this earth, y'all. And today we salute Mr. Albert Collins, an unsung blues hero. Thank you, sir. Don't go nowhere. Whenever you hear about us, tune in, because this will be the most far-fetched and bizarre stories that in this country that you never hear about anywhere else. You can't make this shit up. This is not the news.
My name is Stevie J Blues. I've been a professional musician since the age of 19. I've traveled all over the world, met a lot of cool people, made some really great friends. This is my show where we talk to my friends, some artists, some producers, some singers, some entrepreneurs, some stylists, pastors, politicians, whatever. Let's chat, y'all.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to Let's Chat. I'm Stevie J, and today my guest is Pastor Marcus Hunter. We're going to talk to him. He has a couple of things that he's working on in the music field as far as a project, and we're going to talk to him about his church and just get his take on some things. We'll be back in a minute. Let's chat. Pastor Hunter, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Excuse me.
That's good. So tell us, for those listening to or watching the show that may not know anything about you, know where you're from, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I am currently a hospice chaplain. I reside in Loganville, Georgia, Metro Atlanta. Okay. I live there with my wife. I pretty much take care of dying patients.
Okay.
But I also pastor a small congregation in a town called Hatchetchubby, Alabama.
Hatchetchubby, Alabama.
Hatchetchubby, Alabama. It's in Russell County, near Phoenix City, Columbus area.
Okay. Beautiful area down there.
Yeah.
I love Phoenix City, man.
Yeah. So you pretty much get a chance to do everything at a small congregation that you do at a large congregation.
Okay.
I've been there 8 years, going into my 9th year.
Okay.
I am a doctor of ministry candidate.
Okay.
I finished my doctor of ministry end of this month, and I graduate next May.
Okay.
With a doctor of ministry in pastoral counseling.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at. So I got a little project going on in the studio.
Okay, but before we get to that, let me ask you a question. What made you get into ministry?
I didn't. I didn't go into ministry. I really didn't go into ministry. I got called into ministry.
Okay.
I made up in my mind. I had a friend of mine, Joe Thomas, who was from
The singer Joe?
The singer.
I heard he was from Louisville, Alabama.
He was from Louisville, Alabama. We used to play in the church on the instruments.
Wow.
When my dad was a guitarist for his band.
Hold on. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I made up in my mind that I was going to be an R&B singer. So I went to Alabama State and majored in music, and then the Lord changed my course.
Okay. He had something different in mind.
He had something different in mind. So it wasn't going to be Luther and all of those things. So I left Alabama State. Actually, I got put out and couldn't get back in.
Oh, wow.
And the Lord called me to preach, so I went to a Bible college, and that's where I stayed. And
Okay.
pursued my bachelor's, got master's in my master's of divinity.
Okay.
So you don't go into ministry. Ministry is a calling, young man.
Yeah, okay. It finds you.
Yeah.
That's great. So, real quick, I'm gonna ask you if you had anything to say to any aspiring ministers or somebody that feel like maybe they have a calling tugging on them or something.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? What would be their inspiration? Where do they get the inspiration from?
It was probably to be honest, I was called to preach at 15.
Oh wow. Okay.
And when I talked to my local pastor, and he was saying that I would have to leave the girls alone, and then I told him no, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Right.
And so I didn't preach my initial sermon until 1997, but I received the initial call in 1989.
Wow.
And what I will say to young ministers, many are called, but few are chosen. There is a period of time that has to transpire when God calls you and when He chooses you and sends you into the ministry field. He prepares you. He prepares you for the mission. And it was during those years that I was being prepared for the mission. So I would tell the young pastors, sure, God may call you, but He may not have chosen you to do the work of a pastor as of yet.
Right at that time.
At that time. So after you receive the initial call, let some time transpire, still stay walking with the Lord, teaching and doing some things, and then live your life. You'll live your life. And if God wants you to go in ministry, He'll
send for you. All right. So now, last question. This global pandemic that started the end of 2019, and we are coming up on 2022, and we're still in it, and it's something that this country hasn't seen the likes of in 100 years. So it's like one per generation. What would you say to people to encourage them in this time of epidemic season? What would you say to them?
I would tell them to find a local church and get in it. Find a local church and get in a hurry. Out of all the things that have happened, transpired over 2,000 years, 2,000 plus years, God has assured us that the church was going to survive. So safety and security is found within the church. Now, you say, well, what about the ones that claim to be healed and won't take the shot? Well, they don't understand the Bible. They don't understand the Bible. God is a miracle worker.
Yes.
He is a miracle worker. He's in the miracle working business. Anytime you can have a black lady develop a cure for all of these diseases, this thing that they call coronavirus, and create shots that save all the lives of these people.
Yes.
It's the miracle working power of God.
Right.
So we got to the Christians, those are people that believe God. We have to be obedient and follow the science. God give us 5 senses, and He give those 5 senses for a reason.
Right.
And so that's where we are.
Okay. So basically, what the pastor is saying to you is, let me get religious and get my biblical on. The safest place to be is in the will of God. So find your church and get in the will. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's summed it up enough.
Well, this is Stevie J with Pastor Marcus Hunter. This has been Let's Chat, and we'll see you next time.
We are living in time of chaos, turmoil, and panic. There are wars, rumors of wars, epidemics, pandemics, racial injustice, racial division, and the list goes on and on and on and on. We gotta come together, people. We gotta come together like grandmama and granddaddy used to do back in the day. Yo, Chris, what you gotta say?
Don't be scared, we got this covered. Just remember, take care of each other. Take care of each other. Don't be scared, we got this covered. Just remember, take care of each other. Take care of each other. We take care of each other. We take care of each other.
Don't be afraid, it's gonna pass. Trouble don't last, we coming out of the mass. People got problems, they looking for answers. Carcinogens giving us cancers, but we gotta eat. Replace sugar with corn syrup now, making it sweet. We facing defeat, they slowly taking the streets. They giving us entrails, they surely keeping the meat. By any means necessary, no surrender, no retreat.
Don't be scared, we got this covered. Just remember, take care of each other. Don't be scared, this is covered. Love and take care of each other. We take care of each other. This world will try to drive you crazy. Hey now, but only if you let it. It's mixed up, so mixed up, baby. Now, don't you forget it. But it's a new day, and this day we got each other. Oh, we know we're gonna find a way. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through the trouble. Don't be scared, we got this covered. Just remember, take care of each other. Don't be scared, this is covered.
We take care of each other. Just remember, take care of each other.
Brothers and sisters, we need the spirit to lift us. Gotta take care of the drifters. Speak up for those who whisper. All of this power inside me. Frequency higher than 5G. Urban ladder society. One page out the diary. We can't just stand by the roadside while people get told lies. We need the truth. The truth gon' help your soul survive. Go tell your neighbors all the things that I just told you. Go teach the kids all the things that God done showed you. Don't be scared. We got this covered. Just remember, take care of each other.
Don't be scared, we got this covered.
We got this.
Take care of each other. Don't be scared, this is covered.
Remember that.
Love, take care of each other. We take care of each other. Take care of each other.
Don't be scared, we got this covered. Don't be scared, we got this covered.
Don't be scared, we got this covered.
We got this.
Just Just remember, take care of each other. Don't be scared, this is cover. Love, take care of each other.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this episode of This Is Not the News. Join us next time when we do it all over again. Some conversation, some bizarre stories, and some great music, y'all. Tune in to us next time. We'll see you.
Left a whole lot of bills behind me. The creditors gonna cry. Standing in the middle of the road. Somebody gotta wake me up here. Oh, standing in the middle of the road, my feet are cold. My shoulders are so long. I got a heavy load. Standing in the middle of the road. Somebody gotta wake me up. Oh, standing in the middle of the road. My feet are cold.